Most of the candid photos that you've been saving on Pinterest aren't actually candid because not all candid photos are created equal. And I think that a lot of the photos that you've been saving on Pinterest that you think are candid are not fully candid. And that distinction matters way more than most people realize. So today I want to break down what a true candid actually is and what I call a guided candid, and why your candid photos are going to look completely different from someone else's. And once you know this, your expectations going into your wedding day are going to be so much more aligned. Okay, let's start with the real thing. A true candid photo is a moment that happens completely on its own. No direction, no prompting, nothing from me at all. It just unfolds naturally. Think about the laughs that break out during speeches, the moment that your partner tears up watching you walk down the aisle, the hug pile that happens the second you're pronounced married and everyone just rushes in once they get to the end of the aisle. Nobody told those people to laugh. Nobody asked your partner to cry. And nobody staged that huge hug pile. Those moments just happen, and I was there watching for them. That is what a true candid is. It's completely unscripted, completely real, and they are genuinely some of the most beautiful images from any wedding day because of exactly that. Now here's where it gets a little nuanced. And this is the part that I think a lot of people don't realize and can get a little confused. There's a second type of photo that I call a guided candid. It feels candid and it may look candid, but it was actually prompted by the photographer in some way. So it's not a posed portrait in the traditional sense, but also it didn't just happen on its own. Here's what that can look like. I might say to a couple, hey, I want you to walk down this path holding hands and then just lightly bump into each other as you go. So they start walking and they start bumping into each other, and then maybe they start laughing. Maybe they pull each other in nice and close. And then I'm just there capturing all of it. That moment of laughter was real, and that connection is real, but it wouldn't have happened if I didn't give them that prompt. Or I might ask a couple to whisper something into each other's ears, something only they would understand, and their partner's face just lights up. That reaction is completely genuine, even though I set it in motion. These are guided candids. So I'm giving you a little nudge to create the conditions for a real moment or genuine emotion to occur. And then they can feel like authentic images and they feel like candid images from your day because the emotion in them is true, even if the setup wasn't spontaneous. Okay, and then this is the part that I really want you to hear. Your candid photos are going to reflect you. Your energy, your personality, your people, and that means they're going to look completely different from the photos that you might have been saving. And that actually is a beautiful thing. If your group is loud, physically affectionate, always laughing, always touching each other, always giving huge hugs, your candids are going to have this big, expressive, electric energy to them. They're going to feel alive and animated. But if your family and friends are more calm and reserved, the kind of people who show love through a real conversation or a hand on the shoulder rather than a big bear hug, your candids are going to look different. They'll be softer, more intimate, they'll feel calm and grounded, still completely beautiful, but just in a different way. And neither one is better. They're both real. They just look different because the people in them are different and the actions happening in them are different. So if you tend to be more quiet and reserved, please don't go into your wedding day expecting your photos to look like that big, loud, animated wedding that you saw online, because that's not who you are in real life. Those moments aren't going to come naturally to you, and that is perfectly okay. Your candids will still be stunning. They'll just have your energy instead of someone else's. And the same goes for physical affection. If your family is really huggy, that's going to show up in photos. If you're not big huggers, then it won't. And it shouldn't, because that wouldn't reflect who you are. And this brings me to the part that I actually want you to walk away remembering. You do not need to perform to get beautiful candid photos. The best thing that you can do is just show up as yourself, let the moments happen, trust that I'm watching for them, because the candids that feel the most real are going to be the ones where nobody was trying to make them happen. And that also means being honest with yourself about your expectations. If you're not a big dancer and you're imagining these wild, crazy dance floor photos, I want you to think about that genuinely. If you're not going to be tearing up the dance floor, those photos probably aren't going to happen. And that's not a bad thing. It just means that your best candid moments are going to live somewhere else entirely. Maybe it'll be during cocktail, maybe during dinner, or maybe it'll be in a quiet moment together at the end of the night. Know yourself, know your people, and let that guide what you're hoping to see in your gallery. No matter who you are, no matter how your group shows up, authentic candid moments are always possible. And I truly believe that. They're just going to look like you. And I think that's actually the most beautiful thing about them. When you look back at your photos years from now, you're gonna see yourselves, not a performance, not someone else's wedding energy, but just yours. If this helped clear things up, I'd love for you to share it with someone who's in the middle of wedding planning. And if you're still looking for a photographer for your day, I'd love to hear from you. The link to reach out is below. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching. You'll see me in the next video. Bye!